He's absolutely Jason, he's absolutely gay. He'll absolutely brighten up the darkest rainy day. He's funny and loves movies, he's smart and he's a Jew. He's an actor and an activist and wants to hear from you.
Do you want me to talk about that on the air?
I'd rather you didn't, but I'll talk about anything.
No, that's not.
Jason, hi.
Hey! Are we starting?
Yes.
Thank you for telling me. Okay, we're on the air. Thanks. This is Jake, my producer, who sometimes doesn't like to tell me when the show actually starts. Thank you very much.
Yeah, a little 3, 2, 1 would help.
Yeah,
but
it's a little. Yeah. Hey, we're going.
Something.
For now on, we'll do that, won't we? Welcome to Absolute Jason Stuart, and we call this a rough opening. And we have today my guest.
That's what they used to call me in
Randy
college,
Kagan.
by the way, was a rough opening. That was my college name. And I didn't even go to college. I was just of college age. Yeah,
What
weird,
is
right?
going on? This is like the craziest.
I thought that was part of your thing.
If this were an actual network show, we'd have to start
I brought
again.
my own soundtrack and my own
Crazy
awkward
day.
moment.
Randy Kagan has brought
Yeah.
chaos. Now, let me say, Randy and I have known each other at least 25 years. At least.
Yeah, not in a row. We took a few sabbaticals. I took a vacation from you, if you remember. I needed to recoup.
Yes.
Because you're just so intellectually taxing.
And I
It's like-
wanted my records back.
Yeah, and you did. You wanted your records back, which are a lot easier to split than like digital recordings now. Like, what happens when you break up with a girl? I want my 42 mega squeaks. Like, no, I want my 22 mega squeaks. Before you just your album, my album.
Well, you
your-
can make a copy. You can. I can have Bet, and you could have Twisted Sister or whatever.
Yeah, Twisted Sister. I don't even know what. You know my sisters? My sisters. Put it this way: I'm the hottest chick in the family. I'm the hottest girl. I have 2 sisters and me. I'm the hottest girl.
I hope they're not listening.
They're not. They never listen. They're just gonna sit around and go, "It's okay. He's insecure." That was what everything
Is
they
that yours?
freaking said. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Everything that can go wrong
I
today
know.
is happening. So let me. So we met when we were both kids and starting out. And
It was. I didn't even know. That's how early it was. I didn't even know that you were gay at that time. So were
I
you
wasn't-
not gay at that time?
I wasn't when we
Okay,
met.
so wait,
I
hold
wasn't
on.
out.
No, okay, hold on. I was out at that time. I outed myself that I didn't know you were gay. If you knew that at that time,
You almost outed yourself.
just now.
Yeah,
No, but I am outing myself right now. In a way, you know, gay people think they're the only ones that can come out of a closet. There's lots of ways to come out of a closet. Lots of reasons to be in one. You guys don't own the closet.
You can have it.
Okay, I'll give you an example. I'm a tree hugger. Well, more than that, if I hug a tree, you know, Jason, I'm going to finish a tree. So I'm one of the few tree stuppers you're going to meet. Like, I believe most hippies are non-committal with the hug. You got to finish a tree to love a tree. You see where I'm going with that? But the point is, now that I'm older, I can say that. I've come out of my green closet where I used to have to whisper things like clean air and water. You know, but now it's
Clean
okay.
air and water.
Yeah.
Well, it isn't for the Trumps, or as I call him, Orange. I don't like.
Yeah, Orange, you glad I didn't vote for him?
Yes.
But you may not know this, and these guys might not know it, but last fall, Trump's toupee saw its shadow, so it's going to be a long 4 years. That's why. And I like how they say it's my hair. You know, it's his because it's on, because 4 Malaysian boys are no longer with us, so he can have a full head of hair. By the way, yours looks good. It's slow process.
Thank you.
It's slow. I know it is. And I want you to know that I would give up any bodily hair for you. If you needed like transplants, I would.
I
You know, like
don't-
people need a kidney.
Yeah.
If you need, and I think you're adorable, you don't need it. But if you think you do, I got unwanted hair that you could use.
Maybe pubic hair on my head, right? Yeah.
I would like you. How could you? The only way I
I'd
could
have
like.
my own Jufro on my head.
And then how could people love you more? If you had pubes on your head. That's the only way you could be more likable. I swear, because you're like the zenith. I've always liked you because you're just always in a good mood and honest and sort of in the moment. To me,
Oh wow, thank you.
I've always liked that. Like, you never seem to have an agenda. Like, what should I say to Randy? Or
Well, we
you
just
know what I mean?
reconnected again. We seem
Yeah.
to run each other. We used to work at the Comedy Store a bit together.
Yeah, my name's on
day.
the wall there, and
And-
yours I'm scraping off slowly.
Yes.
I'm using I don't know what it is. I think.
Don't you dare!
Don't you dare!
It's a big deal to get your name on the Comedy
I
Store.
think so. To me, it is.
It was in the day. It really was. We all wanted our name. It took me forever.
Really?
I was not. Just jump in. I was not a jumping.
I have to say that at the time I had gotten in an altercation at the Improv. I got in a fist fight with one of the grand poobahs of it. I was a much younger man.
Who was the poobah?
Robert Hartman. It's pretty well noted. That wasn't the first time we got into
He
it.
was like the third or fourth poobah.
Oh, not anymore. He's number one.
Oh, now he's number one.
Oh yeah, he's
Okay.
He just destroyed me during this conversation and everything I do. Yeah, he's like the Matrix. He's the
Well,
Darth
before
Vader.
that, of course, it was Mark Lano and then Bud Freeman. Those were my guys. That's when I was.
Yeah,
working
me
there all the
too.
time.
Me too.
Yeah.
But anyways, I went over to the store and Mitzi, and they say a lot about Mitzi, but I'll take crazy over corporate any day. And she is crazy, but geez, it's so much easier to deal with than the conflicts of interest and the schmoozing and the butt kissing that goes
I
on.
think all the comedy clubs are that way now. They all have these special nights, and it's all about who the manager is and who's branded and branding. And I watch some of the new acts, and I think everybody's really good looking now.
It's
which
true.
Is weird.
Yeah, in my day,
We were good
It was a
looking.
curse. Thank you. It was a curse to be good looking. Then the Dane cookification, which is good because now handsome people aren't threatened by us as much. You know, the Spades and the Schneiders, you can wear them as a brooch. You know, they're dweebs. They're rich dweebs, but they're fucking dweebs. Okay,
What's
and
a dweeb? I don't.
you know, just a 4'3", didn't get nookie.
Yeah, but come on, all of them have gotten great girls.
Yeah, they needed. In other words, they needed to be famous. We didn't.
Oh, that's
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I get Drew Carey pussy without Drew Carey income. That's all I'm saying. I'd switch, but it is what it is.
Okay.
I'd much rather, but Drew Carey's also a notorious dork. What am I? He's rich, he's famous, he's this. But remember, thick rims, this is a dorkification of
Oh, I see.
comedy.
So the guy looks sort of dorky and nerdy.
Right, and sort of metro or non-threatening or androgynous.
Well, Rob, I knew from acting class also. And
This
from
tall.
Comedy. Yeah. No, he's not that tall.
No, he's not that tall. You're right. He's this tall. A shrimp could wear him as a brooch. Rob's a good guy. Blah,
I like
blah,
Rob a
blah.
lot.
Yeah, they're all douchebags, most of them. I only know this from experience and history and time with them. But other than that, I don't know what I'm talking about. It's all conspiratorial.
I remember when I was in New York with Michelle Ballin, I met you on the street.
Yeah.
And you were doing a show. What was that show?
I did a show called Funny by Nature, sponsored by GE. And I know there are people thinking, how hypocritical to have an environmental show sponsored by GE. But to me, it was perfect. I don't want Ben and Jerry's to sponsor an environmental show. I want the guys that make nuclear warheads to do it. I want to show that you can use evil money for good things. And that was my point.
What was the concept of the show?
Exactly like that. Funny people talking about the environment. I was the head of it. So it all happened because GE had an opening in new media. And I had
When
gone
that
up
first started.
early on.
Yeah,
This
'cause
is like
not 5 years ago.
about 5 years ago, exactly. I went up north, it sounds crazy, with Mark Price, who's a dear friend of mine who I don't talk to very much, but I do love him. There was a tree sit with Earth Firsters. I took my cameras up there for no reason, just for fun with Mark. I said, I want to see what these Earth Firsters are doing up
He's
in the
a really
tree.
inventive guy, just period.
Mark?
Yeah,
I
always
love
has
Mark.
been.
He's a pain in the ass.
But he's really inventive.
Brilliant.
He's always been ahead of the curve.
Totally ahead of the curve. But, bringing Mark is also bringing like a village. He's everywhere and he's everything. And I do love Mark. And he took that leap of faith and said, let's go up to Humboldt. And it took a while to even infiltrate, believe it or not. Mark and I were considered straight FBI types because we had a car and money and our own pot. And these Earth Firsters didn't trust us. Long story, have it all on tape. Went up there, went on it was sort of a resupply mission for tree sitters, which makes you a felon because you're on somebody else's property. In other words, they can rape it and turn trees into toilet paper for Japanese people, but you can't go in there and just prance around and butterfly watch because it's their land. Even though they're liquidating it, it's still their land.
I'm going to need a Jason to Randy dictionary.
Which part? Did I say puddin'?
No.
That usually means women or sex in general.
Okay.
Did I say puddin'?
No,
Which
go
part?
ahead. I don't know.
All right, I'll slow down. I'm sorry. But, and anyways, to make a long story short, I try to do as much funny stuff. I edited it. I put it in post. I showed it to GE. This is the lowest rung on the GE ladder. And it was a new media division.
Well, we're thrilled to get in on.
I was ecstatic.
Yeah.
And so, and that's what happened. So Sarah Silverman, Jeff Ross, Chris Hardwick, some did me favors. Some took large amounts of money. We won't name who's who. And some of them came in. I interviewed them about environmental stuff. We gave them a heads up. Aisha Tyler, who's actually brilliant.
Love her.
She knows everything about the environment. She's my favorite guest.
She's directing a movie now.
She should. Anything she do, Daddy like, because she's the real deal. And she's not really even a friend of mine per se. I don't have her phone number. I wish I did. But tremendous intellectual power, great ass. A lot like you, Jason. You two have a lot in common. Great ass, tremendous upside. So I showed it to them, and I said, they go, how do you make environmental stuff funny? And I'll end it on this. I said, titometer. They said, what do you mean titometer? I said, you know how a woman is running around and then she stops and her breasts continue to move as her body stops? That's a kinetic energy that hasn't been harvested. Something Al Gore doesn't mention. My point was to these GE suits, I can get 18-year-old males, 18 to 35, to laugh at the environment if you give me some titties, if you give me some race cars, and you let me be inappropriate in every possible angle, and let me throw some comedians in there, and let me make it short.
What did I do on the show?
You didn't. We grabbed you on the street. You were just live, and we grabbed that too. I don't know what happened to it, but let me give you the long. Fukushima, GE Properties, they blew up. They canceled the whole thing, paid me out. Tremendous amount of money, by the way. The best money I ever saw was GE having me go away. So the point is, now that I have Mark Brazil as my buddy, who created that 70s show, we're going to try to regroup again and try to do this show in some capacity. And that's pretty much all I want to do.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, we should probably take a break, and we should come back in a couple minutes here on Absolutely Jason Stewart. Now we're going to do it professionally, gentlemen, and we'll be back in just a moment. Please stay with us.
I'm Vicki Abelson.
Who the fuck is Vicki Abelson?
Hello. I wrote a book called Don't Jump. Sex, drugs, rock and roll, and my fucking mother. Not my mother, Andy Stone's mother. Andy Stone is my heroine. And she was addicted to everything pretty much except heroin.
Oh my God. Oh yes. She just totally captures the excitement of rock stars.
And famous athletes and famous comedians. Sort of an insider's view from the outside.
The warmth and wit of Vicky's writing knocked me out. In a good way, not like Cosby. Too soon?
Don't jump. Sex, drugs, rock and roll, and my fucking mother.
Damn, that was going to be the name of my book.
Vicki wrote a book?
Vicki Abelson's long-awaited new book, Don't Jump, is finally here. Don't miss it. Who the fuck is Vicki Abelson?
I like to sing, dance, pretend, and I like to have fun.
Someone was suspected of being responsible, but it was all hushed up.
Back at Jason Stewart, absolutely Jason Stewart. I was doing my old show. God, Jake, I was thinking about my old show, name dropping. Here at absolutely.
You can't name drop yourself, by the way.
No, you can't.
I'm not sure you can. I think that's a push.
You cannot.
That's like a zero gain on that. Yeah.
I had a refry moment. It's absolutely Jason Stewart with my guest, comedian, writer, and actor,
and captain of awkward pauses.
Yes.
You know, I just spent,
Randy Kagan.
Yeah, thank you. I just spent $5 on this water. Did I miss a meeting, Jason? Doesn't this stuff fall out of the sky for free?
Yes, it does.
Do you guys have some wind maybe I could buy? Because I'm that distrusting of our natural processes. I am now going to buy wind.
So you wrote And did stand up.
I did. I wrote for the Craig Ferguson Show, a.k.a. He Who Shall Not Be Named. Any Harry Potter references? Anybody?
No. Why?
Yeah. No, he's okay. We called him Voldemort, though, at this point.
Why?
Well, because Voldemort started as a very nice, sweet kid and then turned out to be evil.
I guest starred on the Drew Carey Show, which Drew actually gave me that job. It was my first guest.
That was nice of him.
Ever. Yes, it was very lovely of him, and I remember it. And
Drew's supposed to be a very good. I don't know him.
He's a great guy.
He's always not liked me, which is, I get that from my
How do you
parents.
know?
Because he comes up to me and goes, I don't like you.
Well, then
Stuff like that.
Then that would mean he doesn't.
Yeah, well, probably because he can tell I don't think he's funny, and I'm not going to kiss his ass because he's rich, and he probably just figuring next. And not that you do, of course.
But he is funny.
He's what?
He may not be funny to you.
Right, that's what I
but
mean.
he
No,
is
I'm
funny.
not representing anybody for sure. I represent no one. I don't say to him, listen, I went door to door, I took a census, and this is the math.
Yeah, but I think funny is very, very subjective. It's like food. What makes somebody laugh?
Okay, well, Drew Carey gives me gas. That's all I'm saying. Okay, is that fair to say?
So tell me what it was like working on Craig Ferguson.
It was. Oi! Oi! Well, let's say I don't know what he had Jewish Tourette's. Oi! What with the chichel? Sorry, it's the Jewish Tourette's.
Totally okay.
I was opening for Craig, and then I went up and did comedy. No, it's a gay reference, people. Jeez, friction's friction. People are so judgmental. I am wearing a rainbow underwear. Because by the time you get that point, it doesn't matter who you are or what you are. Like, if you're at my underwear, game on, baby.
Really?
Oh, sure. What do I care? My wife might. All right, here's the thing.
Are you married?
Well, yeah. No, I just try to get less pussy. Yeah, of course. What am I, cock blocking myself?
I don't
I go to
know.
a jewelry store. I like to find something in a I can't get laid mode. Sorry, I heard inside, Jason. Understand that. It's not you. It's me.
Okay.
It's never you.
So what was it like working on a show, being a writer in the writer's
It
room?
was not as fun as touring with him, because touring with him was fantastically fun. The only thing he would say is stuff like, could you swear more on stage? He was really good like that because
He really wanted you to
he
swear
did,
more?
honestly, and that's how I got in trouble
Ooh,
before. And now let me
'cause
explain why.
Most comedians don't want you
They
to
don't, right?
to be
It's-
dirty before. Just for folks at home, no, most people don't want you to do that. They want you to be more so they can do whatever they want to do. So they're the outrageous ones.
That's the norm, is
Yeah.
is wanting somebody to be clean and somebody to be not that funny. And that's why I was lucky in my life to open for Pablo Francisco, God rest his soul, dead to me. Mitch Hedberg,
I was thinking,
God rest his soul, dead to everyone.
He was really dead.
And then Craig Ferguson, God rest his soul. But the point was that they all wanted me to be strong and funny and everything I could be, like a canary in the coal mine. And I said to Craig one day, I think I'm going to swear less. And he said, no, you're not. You're going to swear more. I'm on CBS. I'm not allowed to swear on television. I don't want the first swear word they hear from me.
Oh, that makes sense.
Well, Craig, I'll tell you this about Craig.
So it doesn't seem so shocking. And it seems more like
Exactly.
so he can just do a show without it being shock comedy.
Very smart. He can be as insensitive and as uncaring as he is brilliant, put it that way. So it's like neck and neck. Very brilliant man. And so he would let me be me in any possible way. And right when I got off stage, I had to give him a quick 2-second report. So he kind of used me in a smart way.
Well, maybe it's nerve-wracking because he was really not his success here in America came from being a regular on the Drew Carey Show. So his success was not from being a comedian. So
Right.
his humor is also very British or Scottish.
Right.
So he probably was nervous, I'm guessing.
Very
in
unique.
terms about how people would take him.
Yeah, and all very good
And
points.
also so different from probably his character on the show or himself as a talk show host.
And all that time, you know, the number one question I got when I was rolling with Craig is, how the hell did you how'd you meet Craig Ferguson? Nobody asked how you meet Leno coming up. He was there. Or you. Or Seinfeld. Or Drew. They were there. Craig wasn't there.
No,
Craig was over there.
Over the pond, yeah.
Yeah, he was across the Atlantic.
How did you meet him?
Strangely enough, there was probably a fallout at the Brea Improv. I was coming off a divorce. I was hopped up on Xanax. I was not in a good way. And Craig related to me immediately. I was going through a nasty divorce, as opposed to the pleasant Hello Kitty divorces that you hear so much about, as opposed to the orgasmic divorces.
Well, marriage is new to my people, and so is divorce. I actually had a date with a guy the other night who actually is has been gay divorced. So
Is it new? Was that so? It's new.
oh yeah,
to
just to hear
kinda-
someone say it. Yeah.
So how do you be an open ear for something that you've never experienced?
I guess it's the same as breaking up with someone you were partnered with for a long time.
I think it's exactly the same, right?
Yeah, yeah, but it was just odd to hear. You know.
Hurt is hurt.
You know, that
Right.
was, in the sense, I'm glad we can get married now, but then I'm sort of upset that, man, if we get married, that means they get half my shit.
Yeah, it's true. But they get most of your shit during sex. Here's the thing.
Thank you.
No problem.
Good night, everybody.
Hey, good night, everybody. Working with Craig, my point was once the Ferguson show was owned by Wide World of Pants or Great World of Pants or Letterman,
Letterman.
and CBS, so that's two corporate cocks. Okay,
Were you
so
able to
very
do that
bad.
show through that?
No, Letterman ignored our show. Not nice to Craig.
Really?
No. So in other words, I rolled with Craig, and On the Road was fantastic. On the show, my point was it was like there was my friend who was different because he had to deal with two corporations as well. So he wasn't the fun-loving, farting in the rental car guy. He was in a suit even, and I went, look
Right.
at, oh yeah, you're
Well,
hosting
they
a
make
show.
everyone wear a suit,
So
which
it's
is sort of
very-
weird because I don't know why they make everybody wear a suit and wear the same clothes. Even the actual desk is on the same side.
Yeah, it's
as
like, here,
everything.
let's try to be different. First thing we do is put everyone in a suit and put them behind the desk. Are we agreed? And make sure they're white and around the same age. Cool. That's different. Yeah, that's corporate. So the gig was regimented. It wasn't that fun. The writing gig, not fun.
But nice to have that amount of money for 2 years.
Oh, it was a great. We did Carnegie Hall. We were helicoptering from the writer room, had the helipad there to go to.
Wow.
It was awesome. No, but that's why also
So there
you-
are some perks to it.
tremendous perks, but also resentment from other writers. Craig comes in and says, "Listen, I got to grab Randy. The helicopter landed." I mean, that's not going to go well. I ate lunch by myself.
For 2 years?
Well, a few, yeah.
All right, let's take a break. We're going to be back here with Randy Kagan, comedian at Absolutely Jason Stewart. Please stay with us. Don't change that channel. Oh my God, we don't have channels.
You guys make some noise. Come on. There we go. Who's a Michael Jackson fan up in here? All right, I need to see you guys dancing. Come on.
We are live on Zenna.tv and we'll be up here all night interviewing amazing artists.
My meeting extra fun.
Hey, welcome back to Absolutely Jason Stewart. Apparently, one of my producers is smoking pot during the show.
Which
And
means I should be able to You know, it's now illegal not to smoke pot in California, Jason.
Is it?
Yeah. No, if they pull you over and you don't think In-N-Out Burger's an incredible idea, you're a felon. Seriously.
So all jokes aside.
Oh, that's the name of my one-man show, which I'm still casting. We're down to 3 women. Jason.
I'm guessing that that's why the show, he didn't hear me when the show actually started. He's trying to hold my hand.
I'm not trying to. I'm holding your
I'm
hand.
dating someone. I don't date guys that are married.
Why didn't you tell me that earlier? I wouldn't even been, check, please. Waiter, I don't need this. If there's nowhere to go, if I'm getting to third base, I got lotion. Go ahead, Jason.
Oh, I'm so uncomfortable now. I don't know what to say.
No, but just, Jason's one of those guys early on before it was PC. You could just say anything about gayness, and he just right back. No sensitivity.
You had to in the comedy clubs because I had to show people that I could take it.
But I adore you, right? That has a lot to do with it, I think.
Yeah, yes. And there are people that genuinely did, like Freddie Asparagus used to grab my ass all the time.
How could you not?
Yes, and Bruce Valanche comes over to me and just touches my penis and says hello.
He's gay not to.
And for some reason it doesn't bother me.
It shouldn't. It doesn't bother me either because it's funny.
But there is this sort of unspoken word between comedians. But
that we respect each other in that regard.
Yes, funny.
Funny first.
Yes, and if somebody doesn't respect you as a comedian, then that's the worst.
Amen.
Even if the whole world loves you and your brothers and sisters don't.
That is comforting.
Yeah, it really is.
And that's why a lot of times Robin Williams in the day, even though he didn't get out and about because he knew people wanted to choke him out for stealing material.
Do you think that was all true?
Oh, absolutely true. Like the sky is blue. Yeah. Revisionism, people, is not good for history. A comedy either. It's call it what it was. Yes. You could say that his mind worked so fast that he couldn't help but picking up a few purses along the way. But it was what it was. And he did write checks to people. And Kennison did grab him by the throat. And he did steal material. That's just, I'm not saying he stole every bit.
Right.
But come on, people. Why we know what this thing is.
Well, in the day, comedians when they would go on the road in the 50s, they would just say, "Hey, I'm going to go do this Catskill gig.
It was different.
Can I do the father bit?" And they'd go, "Yeah."
I don't like excuses, and Robin was old enough to have a foot in that thing.
Just trying to be a good host.
No, and you're right. No, I'm sorry. I just mean that, and you are a great host. What are you talking about? But it's not public domain. I just don't think comedy jokes are public domain.
Not at all.
And
but has it happened to you where someone will say, "Hey, like I don't watch a lot of comedy specifically for that reason." But I find that people will say, "Oh, I do a bit," and there's a lot of that happens if you're the same age and the same kind of show, and that's happened to me a couple times.
Great minds think alike, and I understand that. And if everybody's jumping on the same thing, and you have 30 seconds in Facebook, and I find it challenging. I find it good.
I don't put jokes on Facebook.
I do. That's all I put on. And if I don't have a joke, I won't put it on. I'm personally fatigued with comedians and their goddamn opinions on Facebook. What happened to you guys? Dance with the girl that brung you. Everybody's so funny, so serious on Facebook. Jesus, which is fine for civilians, but comedians, they're like,
I don't know.
That's just my opinion.
If you do everything on Facebook, then people will know all your stuff. They're not going to come.
You make more. What the hell? You make more.
All right.
I didn't know that we had a limited amount of thought and ideas. I thought it was.
I don't like something on Facebook until it's just stated, until it's the way I want it to be.
Perfect, and that's the luxury, unlike comedy.
So that's what I will do.
I think
that way. Yeah.
Awesome. You don't have to have a synopsis and put it out.
What was it like? Because you've worked with so many fabulous people. I mean, you really have. You work with Dennis Miller, who I thought was just probably the most incredible wordsmith of any comedian ever.
Reminds me of Dostoevsky and Judy Blume having a orgy and a chink chunk. No, Dennis and I were strange bedfellows because I'm extremely liberal.
But he was in the beginning.
He was, yes. He was.
His brothers, are they? Do you know anything about?
I do. I know a little bit.
Are they happy about it?
Well, I still talk to Dennis occasionally. He said, "Kags, I can't even get my brothers on the phone. Hold, please." But sometimes I call him.
Is that true?
That's what he says. I don't say like, "Is that true?" But I did say to him, "Hey, bro, can you? I'm doing okay now. But when I wasn't doing okay, I called people I needed help from. And Dennis, I said, hey, get Jimmy. I got an idea." He says, "I can't even get Jimmy on the phone." Squeak, squawk. So that's as far as that went. But Dennis has always been very sweet to me. I love Dennis because he lets me go up there with my liberal rantings in front of his people, even when he went conservative.
On his radio show?
No, that I haven't asked for. And I'm a little scared of that.
I would love to go on with that.
Why don't you? I'm sure he'll put you on. Did you ask?
No, I haven't asked.
Well, really, I'm surprised he didn't just bring you on magically.
They don't. The straight boys don't call. I have to call them.
Oh yeah, you can call
Seriously.
me. He's very straight though. But I like Dennis. A lot of people don't, and he's very aware. He's very aware of comics disliking him, which is unfortunate because it is a bit of a hypocrisy. We're supposed to be open-minded, Jason, and we should ostracize Dennis, one of our own, because we don't agree with him. Do you believe that? I mean, I believe.
No, but it's becoming a really weird time right now, because it's not just agreeing with people's point of view. You know, the nation of the Orange Man. The president who
Orange Lives Matter, Jason.
Yes, the president who will not speak its name.
Yeah, he who shall not be named.
Yeah, you know,
Voldemort. Do not say his name.
He has just made such a. It's not just, you know, hey, I think we should do it from this side. I think we should do it from this side.
So you're saying what would normally be rhetoric is now can be severe.
Well, just what happened in Virginia.
Yeah,
and then he went on and said there's two sides to this.
Well,
story.
to be honest. Jason, here's another example. Jewish people did mock Hitler's mustache relentlessly. So in regards to the Holocaust, both parties are to blame. I just... Too soon?
Wait.
I can think of 6 million reasons not to visit Germany. I love my German friends. I have a Porsche and I visited Germany. Really? Too soon, genius. Too soon.
No, but
F Germans and their wind energy.
Serious.
And their offspring. Seriously. And your Porsches. Of course you have good cars. You experimented on my people. 0 to 60 and Uncle Mort. Anyways.
It's a hard thing to get
past. Not over it. Yeah, I'm not over it yet.
I mean, it's a hard thing to get past. Yeah. What he, you know, for him, and it's in our own country.
Yeah, and I find it to be so repetition of history, especially when there's still Holocaust survivors and there's still the word alleged in front of Holocaust.
When that kid took that car and pulled it back and then smashed in and murdered, you know, that woman and
a beautiful woman
and a couple police officers.
Yeah, nothing more studly for a supremacist to kill a chick.
But
even pirates were a little, you know, they would pick and choose their battles.
When I first watched it, it actually looked like an action film, and I thought to myself, God, this is not real. I can't really. I couldn't wrap my mind around it.
Yeah, well, the sooner we realize it's not the Fast and Furious, and that it's real, you know,
it's pretty frightening.
Yeah.
So that's why when somebody will say, well, oh, Trump's not that bad, it's not even what he has done. It's what his image and what he's projected out across the country has created an environment that now it's okay to, you know, this is what I said, and I'll say what I said on stage the other night. I just said, you know, so, okay, I get it. The white supremacists, the Nazis, and the KKK don't want us here. I got that. So they don't want the Jews, the gays, the blacks, the Latinos. They don't want any of us here. Okay, so I understand this. So where do you want us to go? Do you want us to go to Europe? Are we going to Europe? Who's paying my flight?
That didn't work out very well last time we went to Europe, by the way. We fled from Europe. So
yes.
Europe, scratch that off the list.
Maybe
Argentina.
But if I am going, who's going to pay for the flight? Because I'm not paying. You know, and I'm not taking...
Edelman will get you to Israel.
And I'm not taking Southwest because I don't want to wait in 3 lines. I can't do that.
You don't want to go Southwest. Yeah, they have no answers. All I know was that when that happened in Virginia, when I woke up. I was asleep. When they said they were mad at Jews, I called immediately and said it wasn't me. So with the time change, I was asleep, dudes. You can't get mad at a Jew asleep. Seriously. No matter how anti-Semitic, even when a Jew's sleeping, you go, oh, look at him. Look how cute. Look, you can't see the horns. My point is, don't get mad at me if I'm asleep. Can you wait until I'm up and then go, Jew? But you can't go sleeping, Jew. I was asleep, Jason. You and I were cuddling. Don't you remember? We were spooning.
I don't think we could.
We were sporking.
I don't think it would ever happen.
You crush a man's dreams? I thought you guys were supposed to be sensitive.
No. There's no attraction in that way between us. Let me make that clear.
Okay, you said let me make that queer. Sorry, I have a filter.
Clear.
Gotcha.
Clear.
Can you queer me now? Can you?
Well, I was going to do this whole bit for you, but you wouldn't let me do it.
No, go ahead. Go.
No,
you have
I can't.
A minute.
It's over. It's over.
You have a minute.
It's over now. I just can't. I can't. So my whole idea is that where are we supposed to go? You know, do I need a sweater?
Maybe they'll do like a Nazi B&B, like an Airbnb.
There goes the end of my joke.
Oh, I keep interrupting it.
It's okay.
No, it's not.
No,
but I was just saying.
It's your interview.
No, it's not. I'm bad. But we should be like a Nazi. You know, Nazi tears are like, I think they can get rid of, what am I saying? It's like Roundup. You know, unicorn tears can make you feel better.
Yes.
So if you Nazi tears, you'll be able to get rid of all the weeds in your yard, is my point.
Well, we're going to take a break.
And semen, I think Nazi semen is also volatile.
I don't know if I can do
It'll
that.
take the paint right off your car.
Because I'd be asked first. And I just don't want to be the first person to have
to experiment. Yeah.
So we're going to take a break. We're going to be right back as Brent dropped some crane over there.
He's working with heavy machinery and he's stoned.
It doesn't matter. It's this crazy show today. We'll be back in just a second. Please stay with us. There's some exciting information we're going to tell you at the end.
Yeah, information's always exciting. Never.
Okay, you ready?
Are you ready?
I absolutely love this person so much. You've got balls.
Well, not technically, but it just makes me feel better about myself.
Oh, really? Is that what it takes?
Yeah, it is. So
just some strokes?
Yeah.
Now that we've totally sucked you guys in, right? What were you guys talking about? Whose vagina that was?
Yeah.
Basically, you were saying that you watch porn.
No, that's not what I said. I said if a...
No, she said you masturbated to porn. You got your words all mixed up, Danny.
I don't watch porn.
Turn the fuck on.
I watch porn whenever possible. I make it too. Just
your face is bright red.
It is really red. Ginormous, like 80-foot walls.
Lenny, love, rocks.
Lenny love
She fucking rocks, eh?
You just have to roll with it wherever you are. You're like, okay, I know how to do this. I'm gonna like devour this wall.
Yeah, well, and then add shit where you fucked up.
Totally.
No, you think that's the most fuckery in the art world is the weather.
Did you just say fuckery?
Fuckery, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's my new favorite word.
It's kind of a joke because it has no head, and so I thought it was like
It's TNA.
Yeah, and then it's TNA. It's part of
the old the classic TNA art.
Right, nudity.
So what'd you say, Danny?
Just like, holy
Holy
shit, that's
shit, that's all
fucking
I could say.
amazing. Like,
You switch it up, change it up, change it up, switch it up, change and switch it up. I'm wasting all this time. Okay. Ciao. See you next week.
ciao.
Welcome back to Absolutely Jason Stewart with my guest, comedian Randy Kagan. We're going to talk about Punk'd. You said something really interesting during the break that I thought was really cool.
What'd I say?
Is that you said that we're always auditioning, and you'd been a comedian forever. And how did you get this?
Well, I don't know about we all, but me, I never seem to have any career momentum. I just get gig to gig.
Well, that's everybody.
I guess it probably is.
Do I have a career momentum?
I think you do. I always do.
Oh, what's happening?
You didn't know?
No, please tell me.
Oh, you and Jeremy Renner are doing Brokeback Mountain 2. It's
I would love
Broker
that.
and more back than ever.
Yes.
And you guys never quit each other, and it's a trilogy.
I would kill you and these two people to do a movie with Jeremy Renner.
I have met him. He's a very good man. He's way too handsome for words, but he's got a very, very good sense of humor. You could absolutely fuck with him. He's a good man. But and I saw The Founder, and I got to get involved a little bit in all that.
What did you do on The Founder?
I didn't really do anything.
You wrote some jokes for it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I didn't get any credit.
Doesn't matter. But that happens a lot with comedians.
No.
They come in and do that. Carrie Fisher did it for years.
Yeah.
She basically did it on some of the biggest movies in the biz.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to monetizing that sort of thing.
Yeah, but she made an incredible amount of money, writing jokes and making characters more interesting.
Yeah, it's important. Yeah,
I think it is, and it means you're changing, you're putting a flavor in it, but it's helping someone out. I mean, it's the same thing that we do as comedians. I guess writers or screenplay writers do the same thing that we as comedians. Hey, I got an end to that joke.
Well, I think if it's kind of something God gave you, you can't help it. You
yeah, but a lot of people aren't supportive and helpful in that way.
Well, but also because they're narcissists, and that's pulling their sleigh. Not creativity or funny. It's not like they have that itch where it's just more like I want to be popular. People that start acting and then they start doing stand up, and you go, "What? You just are yelling." And you would be a jockey.
Speaking of popular,
but Punk'd.
You're very popular on Punk'd. How long did that show go? For how many years?
I did the last season. I'm sure it's a coincidence. I will destroy any series. It's a horrible audition. It's a bunch of pompous dickheads, not counting Ashton Poopshoot, who wasn't even there. I think he was off buying an island. He was never there. I did like how many episodes and he was not there. He was finger banging his grandma. I don't know what he was doing.
anymore. He's got a young, cute wife now.
Yeah, who Mark Brazil introduced them, by the way. Who cast those two? Our friend Mark Brazil, the matchmaker.
Yeah, but they were on the
Ashton.
show for years, and then he married Demi Moore. And then when she got older, he
All
dumped
right,
her.
I'm just saying, who got them in the room together?
Oh, well.
That's all I'm saying. He didn't roofie a drink or anything, but he did help. Jesus Christ.
Be careful about that date rape drug. I just take it before I leave the house.
Yeah, exactly. I want a sure thing. I take it, exactly. I want to know for sure I'm
No
getting
camera
laid.
on me during that one. That was great.
Yeah, wow, you don't need it.
I feel because you're high.
He's not high. He's medicated under the state of California, legally.
Yes.
He's not high. He's medicated.
I think I'm high today because I feel a little woozy and weird.
I think you're on camera.
Yeah, I think you're high. So Punked is
This
they
is
take
the
you. This here's the
strangest
audition.
show.
Let's say you and I were auditioning, and they do 2 people at a time. And
So they audition you to be a host on
no, just to be one of the guys,
the actors.
the actor dudes. And let's say they got a guy named Douche and a guy named Bag sitting there. They're really rich. They're Ashton's friends. And they own a ton of stuff. And they're always looking to see what time it is.
Google and iTunes. Okay.
Yeah, I won't say who their names are. Anyway, so they go, hey, on each other. And seriously, it's cruel. And I go, hey, nice head, your scrotum called, blah, 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 blah. Hey, if you were any gayer, you'd be Siegfried and Roy. Blah. I mean, it's horrible. And I don't like
How would that work in terms of you doing the show as an actor?
I don't know, but it went on for 3 days. 3 days in Punked. So after a while, you start to figure you're actually entertaining them.
Jesus, Scorsese doesn't even do that.
Yeah, I wouldn't even put him in the same category, obviously.
Or the same breath.
Same breath. And then you're the last man standing. And that's it. And then they shove you in a thing, and they put a thing to tell you what to do. And I was there when Hugh Jackman got punked with Brett Ratner and all this crazy stuff. They're yelling in your ear.
Yelling?
Yeah, they yell in your ear what to say, what not to say. And they're not diplomatic. They're not nice. They're assholes that yell in your ear.
Okay, great. Why don't we look at some pictures and you can tell us what this stuff is?
What stuff?
I took a couple pictures because you didn't send me any. Where was that?
That's the Late Late Show.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's the Ferguson Show, which, you know, it was nice because I was writing there. And then I just...
See, that does not happen a lot.
What do you mean?
I hear a lot of writers write on shows and they don't let them do stand-up. So
yeah, no, it wasn't a red carpet. It was like a burgundy carpet that had to clean. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, hey, Randy, come on anytime.
Yeah,
I had to utz that a little bit.
Well, so what? People don't even get on.
I didn't know that.
Oh, it happens all the time. I've heard so many comedians.
I was the only stand-up. There was like 400 writers. It was Craig and I were the only stand-ups in the writers' room. They were all.
What was it like doing the show? You did it twice?
I did it a bunch of times.
Yeah.
It's like anything else. I don't know. It's fun. I like it because I felt like I knew everybody. I was kind of Craig's boy at the time, so I probably was a little incredulous. Whatever the word. I was a little like, you can't touch me.
Show me.
But I forgot it was Craig that could touch me.
Now, why are you guys wearing those jackets?
Are you feeling threatened, Jason? Are you feeling that maybe you can't be the only one who's fabulous?
No, I would never, ever wear those jackets out of the 80s.
Right. Well, we were way out of it was the 1880s.
Yeah,
That was we had mugged a Sparklets truck, and we had taken that.
No, it looks like you'd gone to Siegfried and Roy's house and said,
We
okay,
did.
This is what's left.
Yeah, exactly. Get me the stuff that you think's too gay. Get me the stuff that Tiger won't piss on.
No, it's past gay.
Yeah, this is go down gay, make a left.
Yeah.
Go down a few more miles.
And then you're in Hollywood Boulevard, and then you go into Fredericks of Hollywood, and then you turn, and you're at that wig shop.
Yeah, way far from Gaytopia.
Exactly.
It was like Bob Mackie or one of those.
Oh, my God.
Craig's kind of into the names of things, shoes and stuff. And so there was a guy that made something for the Oscars. And
why were you
It was in
wearing
Vegas, and he was there, and I don't know, and we wore it.
We weren't wearing pants, and this is just what happened.
And yeah, Craig and I had a lot of fun. It didn't end well, but most things don't. But he soured on me, and I don't know why. But
you said you didn't want to talk about this.
I know
on
I
the
did.
air. All right, so go ahead and talk about it.
It's
Jesus
hurtful.
Christ.
Well, because he was a dear friend of mine, and he just kind of turned on me, and I don't know why, but it's okay. It was great 5 years. But everyone hates him but me. Like, everyone in my family and all my friends think he's a douche. But I stick up for him all the time.
Okay, great. Next picture.
Okay. Oh, I just did that like I don't think he liked me either.
He's an odd guy.
I don't know. I really like Corolla, and boy, he did not share the love. That was with like 8 months ago. I just did that.
Does he do the radio show at the same place
It's
Frasier
in
does it?
Burbank.
Oh,
No.
it's in Burbank.
Frasier's in Culver City. I go to Flappers. Mike August sees me and says, hey, why don't you do Corolla? I go,
Who's
okay.
Mike August?
He's the guy that books it.
Okay.
You don't remember Mike in the day?
Maybe I
He's
do.
kind of our age, been around. I used to work for William Morris, nice guy. And then it was one of those things like, hey, do you want to do it? And I go, he's go, like, how about tomorrow? There was a fallout. I was so excited to do it. I thought I was pretty funny, but I don't think he did. Because I've asked to come back and they said no. Or no, they didn't say no, they just didn't say anything, which is no.
Okay, next.
Oh, that was Lewis Black. And still is Lewis Black. Lewis Black tours with my friend John Bowman, and John Bowman tours with Lewis Black. And John Bowman, do you remember John?
Is he the one that used to carry
Arms on backwards?
Yes.
Brilliant comic. And it's been opening for Lou for years. So I've gotten to know Lou through the years. So when I did Funny by Nature, when I was, or Randy by Nature, one of the two, Lou flew me out. He was very nice and said, not only that, I taped him. I just wanted him to say, to look in the camera and say, I want to put my carbon footprint up your ass. Like, that was my goal. I just pictured, you know how you picture things. I wanted to come back with Lou saying that. I wanted to do the environmental show, but I wanted anti-environmental stuff.
What's he like? What's Lewis Black
Lou?
like?
Well, you know what he's like. You just ask him
I
as a
don't.
host.
No, I don't. I don't know him.
He's the kind of guy that...
He's an East Coast guy.
He's very
one.
different. Yeah, different.
So I never... I've been in the same room with him, but I've never really sat and talked with him. He's not from my...
Well, he's not what he was. And I'm just saying it. And nobody can be after being a billionaire for 15 years.
Oh, he really went to the top of the mountain.
He did. And I still love Lou. And Lou is a fantastic person, a liberal dude.
He really gave a lot of hope to people that were older, I think.
Yeah, and I'm already past that age, so I think it's like, forget it now. But yeah, he was kind of our watermark. I love Lou. Lou's a really
he used
easy
to be
hang.
With Kathleen Madigan.
Yeah, he still rolls with Kathy.
That's how I know.
Yeah, he still rolls with her.
They're not together that way, but they're friends.
They used to be.
Yeah, that was a long time
Yeah,
ago.
he had sex with her so much she became a lesbian. Is that what happened to you when you had sex with Kathy, or how did it trickle down?
I was always gay.
Okay, like you were like a gay fetus.
I was gay from the.
Right. So even the twinkle in your dad's eye was
somebody
gay.
says to me, "When did you know you were gay?" I always say, "When did you know you were straight?"
I'm still not sure.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Yeah, I'm on the fence because it feels good on my package.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I sit right on that fence. Well, I heat it.
Once again, I just don't know what to say.
I don't need to. I'm going to say something awkward. But yeah, so yeah, Ferguson always on the radio, and that's good. But Mitch Hedberg was probably one of the most talented, circus kind of worlds that I ever went along with. I was with Mitch right to the end. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, right to the very end.
Wait a second, I did know that.
I toured him right
he
to the
sort
very
of
end.
is a notorious comedian because a lot of people don't know him. He's been passed a lot of years, and he was not around when social media was around. There's not a lot of footage of him everywhere.
I like to go on Jamaican Airline because Everett, it's a red eye. Is a hippopotamus or a really cool hippopotamus?
It's about drugs, wasn't it, his show?
No, not at all. He had very few references to drugs.
But just the sort of, that's the way I saw it.
It's hard to argue that, but here quick.
That's the way I saw it.
And you saw it correctly on occasion. But I will say this, he grew his hair long because he was insecure, not because he was cool. Didn't want to see the audience. He ate it for years. Wore sunglasses because he was insecure, not cool. Afraid of himself and others. That's why he wore sunglasses. He didn't take drugs because he was cool. He took drugs because he was afraid.
Mm-hmm.
He took drugs because he was vulnerable as a human. And so everything that seemed sort of predetermined was not. Mitch was just victimized and glorified by just who he was, and that was it. Nothing preconceived about him.
I wonder where he'd be now if he didn't pass.
I wonder where I would be. Jesus Christ, Jason. Let's not worry about the dead. How about he was my goddamn paycheck?
All right. Got any more? We have any more pictures? That was it. One more picture. What the hell was that?
That's the eco zombie that I do a character about. Like you think you're an environmentalist. You have a compost pile. I am a compost pile. Oh, you think you're green. I'm gangrene. It's a character that I used for GE to say, see how I can get people into the environment? Tits and zombies.
I don't know. It sounds like The Walking Dead to me.
It was, yeah, and I love The Walking Dead as well. And zombies are the most environmental.
Except for the whispering. I'm always thinking, here's Rick and he's whispering. He's whispering.
Well, that's because if you want to ask Gay of Thrones or Gay of Bones, which is pretty much Harry Potter with whispering and less lighting. Yeah, if you want to act, you just whisper.
It's the whisper acting. I'm always thinking if I was in an episode with Rick and we were on The Walking Dead. Rick, He's the lead guy.
Yeah.
Lincoln. He's the head guy.
Oh, he's the guy who goes.
He's,
I like the guy who goes.
No, he's not.
Here's a new idea: zombies. Anyways,
I'm always thinking that if I'd be talking to you and he'd say, "The zombies are coming." What'd you say? The zombies are. And then, Rick, what did you say? And then they'd eat me.
Yeah, not in a good way.
No.
I mean in a way that call me later.
This has been very interesting.
Oh, that's good. That's what you always want to hear.
Funny.
That's okay. I'm not that sensitive. I'm more sensitive than that.
And a little scary at times.
Yeah.
And so if people want to find you, how do they find you? Tell
Well,
me.
Facebook. Daddy likes Facebook.
Okay.
And
under Randy Kagan.
Kagan. And then also I'm going to be starting Irritation Nation on iTunes soon, which is going to be a podcast. Got Mark Brazil on there. Hoping to get Dice.
Will Jason Stuart be on?
Duh. Jason Stewart, Fraser Smith. I'm going to have you I'm going to have you under the table while you do your best work. That's horrible. Why do I say?
All right. Good night,
that?
everybody. It's been
That's
really
not
nice, and we'll talk to you next week. And thanks.
No, I know. It's too late to be nice.
It's all right.
It's too late.
Thank you very much for being on the show.